What's up, everybody? So Kendrick Lamar's Euphoria is brilliant, and here's why. It is written using a 3-act structure. And hold on now, that may not sound like much for those of you with a non-critical mind, but trust me, it adds a layer to the strategy and also enhances Kendrick's position in the battle simply because he is now the director. But before I get into the actual breakdown of each act, let me just mention that in using this structure, K-Dot is damn near world building. And not only that, it plays into the idea that Drake is an actor. It's just that Drake is now an actor playing a role on a stage that Kendrick himself built. He's just structuring the rhyme like this, creating a stage for Drake's judgment and a theater for his buffoonery. Kendrick hits the ground running with a line that cuts deep. Them superpowers get neutralized, I can only watch in silence. Is a pretty tough line when you think about it because he's basically saying this is the guy you thought was Superman, right? But he's also using that as a foil to show that he's the kryptonite to Superman. He's the one thing that Superman has never seen or that takes away Superman's powers. So right from the jump, he's letting us know that Drake, once on top of his game, is now slipping. Calling him the famous actor we once knew takes this head-to-head to a personal level. Painting Drake as a has-been. It's kind of a raw way to open, placing Kendrick not just as a spectator, but as a narrator to Drake's downfall. Again, playing off of like an omniscient sort of godly vibe. It's something he knows Drake doesn't know. No one else knows. He's in this place or this space that only a god could be, only as somebody with like a spiritual orientation, would have this knowledge. Somebody of a superior nature would know these things, right? Which, like I said, in some ways makes Kendrick the God MC in this narrative, in this play, in this theater. Now peep the themes Kendrick's weaving into this, right? Deceit, a fall from grace, and questioning artistic integrity. By throwing in phrases like master manipulator and pathetic, Kendrick isn't just describing his opponent. He's setting a ruthless tone. This battle is more than a skill show. It's a clash of morals and character, adding real weight to Kendrick's bars that resonate with the crowd. And in so doing, what he's doing is he's pilfering fans from the Drake side and getting them to come over to his side by not just showing how skilled he is, right? Because that's not just what a battle is typically, but he's pilfering these people based on the moral conversation or the character conversation that he's creating around Drake. Okay. And he's going to do that continuously throughout Euphoria. Kendrick sharpens the contrast. I make music that electrify him, while shading Drake with you make music that pacify him. Some people have been saying that is a hint that, this dude is a little bit of a pedophile. I'm not going to go there, but he is drawing a line between, like I said, the morals and the artistic integrity of one side, good versus evil, basically. And he's not just bigging up his own tracks. He's calling out Drake as soft, pushing him down a notch and this psychological slugfest, right? And he doesn't stop there. I calculate that you're not as calculated. I can even predict your angle, right? This is mathematical, one, right? I calculate you're not as calculated, right? So again, superiority. I can even predict your angle. I know which way you're coming. Again, God MC, I'm everywhere, brother. I see everything. I understand everything. All right. So he's showing that he's playing chess, always two steps, 3 steps, 4 steps ahead, ready to counter Drake's next move. It's about mind games here, where the real battle goes beyond just words. Kendrick also drops cultural heavyweights like Tommy Hilfiger and Fubu in his verses, adding a layer of cultural critique, Again, another way of drawing the line, drawing a distinction between him and what he represents within hip hop, what he represents within this world that he's building. And he's just showcasing what Drake represents, because a lot of people have never thought about it, never had to. So it's more than just firing shots. It's challenging Drake's roots and authenticity, pushing the battle to resonate on a cultural scale. And with the line, but don't tell no lie about me, I won't tell no truths about you, Kendrick adds suspense. He's basically warning, bro. He's saying, I got more dirt on Drake, and he's not afraid to spill it if pushed, keeping everyone on edge and forcing Drake to basically think twice about his next move. Kendrick flips the usual script here. Instead of just hyping himself up, he dives right into tearing Drake down. This tactic snaps us to attention and disrupts the usual battle rap flow, right? All in all, Kendrick isn't just another rapper in this battle. He is the puppet master, as I said, the director. From setting the emotional stakes to playing mind games, he crafts this as not just as a lyrical showdown, but as a full-on drama, making sure his strikes are not just heard, but deeply felt, directing the battle's narrative right from the onset. So that was the setup, okay? In a 3-act structure, you have the setup. Second, you have the confrontation. So the confrontation, or the second act, is actually the fight. And Kendrick starts strong. He's setting himself apart, showing his resilience with, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay? Which hints at the fact that he earned anything that he has. He basically planted it. Nobody gave him anything. He said he sowed this. He's reaping, he's harvesting, he's receiving what he sowed. But he's also saying that, look, if you can beat him, Drake, then he's going to reap what he sows. And like I said, right away, he's not just saying that he's successful. He's telling us that he earned it. He's making a stark contrast with Drake, who he paints is not quite on his level and is somebody who's really been given all of this, which a lot of people can argue might be true in some ways, right? Another attack on the character right there. Then Kendrick gets right into Drake's face with the challenge. Have you ever walked your enemy down like a poker face? With a poker face, sorry. And he's not just talking tough. He's backing it up with real stories, basically. Or he's challenging him to show us that he's really, that he has real stories, that he has a real testimony in hip hop, in his life, that some of the things that he's rapping about, some of the things that he's associated with, that he's really about it. Okay. And by Kendrick throwing this out there again, he's drawing that line and boosting his cred, basically, while throwing some serious shade at Drake's way. This mix of direct questions and sharing his own rough past or his own real life stories while questioning Drake's authenticity is a way of questioning Drake's authenticity. Okay. And Kendrick doesn't stop there. He hits hard with accusations of hypocrisy. I hate when a rapper talk about guns, then somebody die, he faking for likes and digital hugs. To me, and you're going to see this as I go forward, but to me, this was almost a knock against, felt like the Takeoff situation. But, where somebody pretends to be sad about something, but meanwhile, people that you're in bed with had something to do with why this person that you're sending digital hugs and faking for likes, they had something to do with it. So, he brought up his daddy a killer, he want to be Junior. And for me, that was a James Prince and James Prince Jr. reference there. But it just showed that he's willing to also take shots at people that are standing next to or associated with Drake as well, to kind of show and pull back the curtain to show who Drake really is, right? Or who he wants to be. In this case, he want to be Junior. He want to be the son of James Prince. And Drake's not just throwing personal shots. He's questioning Drake's roots. How many black features till you finally feel you're black enough? He's challenging Drake's authenticity and reinforcing his own standing as the real deal in the culture, right? Keep in mind, black features is also something that describes how wide someone's nose is or how dark their skin is. It's basically how it's something that describes the phenotype of black as well, which he feels like Drake may also have an issue with, based on how he might wear his hair. I think he said, "Is it the braids?" He did all these kind of like subtle jabs, and some of them were black feature jabs, right? Kendrick also widens the battlefield, bringing in cultural icons and big moments that everyone knows, adding depth to his verses and connecting with the listening audience on another level. He keeps the heat up with threats. If I catch flight, it's going to be direct, ramping up the intensity and showing he's not just about words, he's about actions too. But also, I catch flight, that's almost like take off, right? I'm not, I haven't heard anybody say it, but it sounds like that's another takeoff reference in a way. What's really cool is how Kendrick flips the script by sharing his own setbacks. He talks about how he failed and he came out straight. But even though I think that's also a double entendre to say that, because we don't know what else he has in the bag, bro. We don't know what else he has, but straight is also a word that goes back to the poker reference, but also talks about sexual orientation. So this isn't him bringing this stuff out isn't a sign of weakness. It's Kendrick showing that he survived real challenges again, something that Drake can't say, and it makes him more relatable, authentic, unlike the usual bragging we hear in battles. So again, it's to me a way of judging Drake while getting the audience within the theater that's watching this during the performance, getting those other folks that are on this side to kind of slowly move to the middle and maybe move to his side. All in all, Kendrick isn't just throwing punches. He's crafting a masterpiece with layers of personal digs, cultural shout outs, and real talk. You know what I'm saying? He's not just battling Drake for the sake of drama. He's weaving his personal struggles, cultural commentary, and street wisdom into every line, making his performance not just a show, but a statement. Last but not least, is the resolution. Kendrick wraps up this battle like a boss, closing out the drama he's been cooking with Drake. Here's why this ending is just right. Kendrick brings it all back home with lines like, "We don't want to hear you say nigga no more." He's not just repeating themes, he's hammering them home, making sure everyone gets the message loud and clear. He's saying, this is it. I've made my point, and there's nothing more to add. Not only that, he's giving, it's almost like a list of demands, because in the same part of the 3-act structure or the theater or the play, he also told him, look, it's fine if you can just make us dance. If that's all you're going to do, but don't act tough and don't pretend like you are the cultural authority in hip hop. Okay? Don't be so much of a chameleon, right? Tell us who you are. Okay? Then he drops what I think is the final nail in the coffin when he said, basically, hey, fuck y'all niggas. I don't trust y'all niggas. And I think that was a knock at not only the YOVO team. It might be, he mentioned, I don't think it's really a shot at J. Cole, but any rapper that's coming at him, there's a certain level of paranoia. All right. This isn't just trash talk. It's the knockout punch of the battle, knocking Drake's credibility and leaving him no space to come back. It's Kendrick showing he's the last man standing. He gets personal too, showing what sets him apart. He says, I got a son to raise, teaching him morals, integrity, and discipline. Kendrick isn't just winning a battle. He's living the life he's preaching about, which speaks volumes more than any lyric could. Kendrick closes with a simple yet powerful stop, okay, at the very end. He's dropping the mic. No more needs to be said. It's clear, it's direct, and it sticks with you. That's the last thing you hear him say, stop, right? And here's Kendrick's getting real, talking about his life, his family. It's not just about bars, it's about reality. This isn't a weakness, it's his strength. He's showing us he's real more than just the battle. He's about that life. Finally, Kendrick doesn't just stay in the battle lane. He speaks on bigger issues too, with lines like, they imitate heritage. They can't imitate this violence. So that's a discussion about bloodline. That's a discussion also about the good and the bad of it, right? Because I think Paul Mooney used to say, everybody want to be black until it's time to be black, right? So he's stepping up as more than a rapper. He's a voice for bigger, deeper things. And he's showing himself to be the cultural superior to Drake, which is what this whole battle is about. This is the battle for cultural superiority. This is him against the machine. So wrapping it up, Kendrick doesn't just win this battle with Drake on points. He wins it with purpose. He leaves us seeing him not just as a dope rapper, but as a leader, as someone who stands for something bigger than just beats and rhymes. This battle, to me, it's a clear win, not just the ring, but in the message he's sending out to everyone watching. So I want you guys to check out the next one. I'm going to discuss his next disc, which happened to have come out this morning. I'm just late getting this one out. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.